All right, y'all, we are back with another video, and man, oh man, it seems like all the dumb stuff that Mike Pence tried to do, tried to talk down on Trump, tried to talk bad about him, and thought that was going to help him in the presidential race, comes to find out that Mike Pence has dropped out of the 2024 presidential race. What a disgrace. See, that's the thing. Like, I don't know why they try to take this high road of trying to disrespect Donald Trump, talk bad about him, and try to praise on what he thought he can do better than Trump. And come to find out, he was so far down at the bottom of the poll that he had no choice but to drop out. But like I said, this one right here is coming from Benny, man. Shout out to Benny. I will leave this original video in the description. And Benny said, breaking news, Mike Pence drops out of 2024 presidential race in disgrace after Tucker Carlson ends his career. Come on now. Tucker Carlson just ended this man's career. I mean, if y'all seen the polls, some of the polls, you didn't even see Mike Pence's name nowhere. He was that far down at the bottom of the poll. And I just didn't like the fact how he tried to turn on Trump and talk bad about him. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't like that at all. So now it backfired. So like I said, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. Everybody been leaving positive comments in the comment section. I also want to thank everybody that clicked on this video for the very first time. I appreciate you as well. Without further ado, let's dive straight into this and let's see what led to Mike Pence dropping out of the race, which we all know because he was down at the bottom of the poll, nowhere to be found. But let's dive in, y'all. Let's check it out.
Way back. Let me see if I hear you.
How has life treated you since Tucker Carlson ruined your career?
Oh!
Got him!
Oh!
What's up, guys? It's your boy, Benny. Mike Pence effed around. He betrayed the Republican base, and now Mike Pence is officially found out dropping out of the Republican presidential primary for 2024. Mike Pence's political career is over, and I'm sure you will all collectively join me in a harrowing, oh no. Well, anyway.
Oh no. Anyway, last week.
Oh no. Anyway. The meme is officially built for Mike Pence's campaign. Nobody really cared about Mike Pence's campaign. In fact, over the last week, the most important piece of news that came out of Mike Pence's campaign is that he could barely draw crowds of 15 people. This is the guy who used to speak to stadiums packed with people when he was loyal to the Republican base, but he proved that he is a wolf in sheep's clothing. He is simply a dressed-up globalist neocon that cares far more about Ukraine and Israel than he does about America. And that was exposed in the only viral or newsworthy moment in Mike Pence's campaign. The official day that Mike Pence's campaign ended was when Tucker Carlson staged a live beatdown masterclass roasting of Mike Pence and his wretched policies in front of an audience and got Mike Pence to officially admit he doesn't care about America.
January, we'll let somebody transfer some jets.
I'm sorry, Mr. Vice President, have you, I know you're running for president. You are distressed that the Ukrainians don't have enough American tanks. Every city in the United States has become much worse over the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Drive around. There's not one city that's gotten better in the United States.
Yep.
And it's visible. Our economy has degraded. The suicide rate has jumped. Public filth and disorder and crime have exponentially increased. And yet, your concern is that the Ukrainians, a country most people can't find on a map, who've received tens of billions of U.S. tax dollars, don't have enough tanks. I think it's a fair question to ask, like, where's the concern for the United States in that?
Well, it's not my concern.
Wow.
Tucker, I've heard that routine from you before, but that's not my concern.
Got him, baby.
Wow.
Got him. Neocon. Pew. Got him. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Pence has been officially exposed. And Tucker Carlson exposed him. Tucker Carlson went on to laugh about that in Palm Beach the day afterwards.
No. But if I could make some general observations, which I think are more edifying than just like savaging Mike Pence. I think...
Gosh, we have the best.
Wow.
God, we have the greatest time.
Because that would be wrong. And it would be wrong because it's too easy. And the easy things are not rewarding, are they? You don't feel good when you beat your 5-year-old in soccer or ping pong. Like what?
That's exactly what Mike Pence's campaign was. Mike Pence's nightmare of a campaign. Mike Pence suspends 2024 presidential campaign from Las Vegas. Pence said Saturday, this afternoon, he's suspending his campaign. I came here to say that it's become clear this is not my time or never will be your time. Mike, what do you think? Like, 2028's going to treat you well? Said at the annual Republican Jewish convention. So, after much prayer and deliberation, I've decided to suspend my campaign for president effective today. Mike Pence did not endorse any other candidate for 2024 nomination. The former vice president launched 2024 campaign early in June. He spent plenty of time over the summer and into the autumn on the campaign trail in Iowa and New Hampshire and South Carolina, where he could barely draw a crowd. Nobody was excited for Mike Pence. Somebody needs to show me the Mike Pence voter. Who are the Mike Pence voters?
Nobody.
No one knows. No one knows. Never seen a guy holding a Mike Pence sign. And maybe that's because Mike Pence has, staged one of the worst and most humiliating campaigns that I have ever seen. You remember this viral ad for all the wrong reasons when Mike Pence decided to fake fill up his truck, proving he doesn't know how to pump a tank of gas?
I remember that.
Mike Pence here. Remember $2 a gallon gas? I do. And then Joe Biden became president of the United States.
Hold on. Your hand's not on the lever, Mike. You can't pump the gas unless you literally pull the handle.
Exactly.
Okay, here we go. And listen to the beeping. Listen to the beeping.
States and launched his war on energy. Since that time, gasoline prices are up 60%. Electricity prices are up 25%. Joe Biden's war on energy is causing real hardship for working families, small businesses, and family farms. But we've got a plan to relieve all of that.
It's so humiliating. So you couldn't just buy a tank of gas? Is that how poorly funded your campaign was, Mike?
That's crazy.
Humiliation after humiliation after humiliation. Mike Pence got booed at the NRA convention inside of his home state.
NRA.
Boo.
I love you too.
This is in Indiana.
State.
Welcome to the Hoosier State. This is in Indiana. Mike Pence is like Mr. Indiana, congressman from Indiana, governor of Indiana, and now he's getting booed at the NRA convention in his home state.
Ridiculous.
Along with, of course, the all-important state of Iowa, where Mike Pence got completely destroyed to his face.
Let's see if I can hear you.
How has life treated you since Tucker Carlson ruined your career?
You know, I had a very sporty debate with that former talk show host from Fox.
Oh, got him. Roasted. Tucker roasted.
You know, when some people put out a video from that cut off the back half of my answer, I simply tweeted the whole 3 minutes and said, you know, we used to call that fake news. Look, there's a lot of talk about Ukraine and U.S. support in Ukraine, and I know old Tucker's been against U.S. support there from the very beginning.
Yes, correct. That's the correct stance. Ukraine is a massive money laundering operation for some of the greasiest tracksuit-wearing drug addicts, Eastern European pimps, and garbage human beings who would ban the entire Orthodox Church. People who ban Christian churches do not deserve American taxpayer dollars.
Exactly.
Isn't that astonishing? That somehow attacks on religion in some nations are really terrifying, right? If it happens in Israel, that's terrifying. That's an attack on the Jewish state and the Jewish faith. But if Ukraine is banning the Orthodox Christian religion, nobody cares. Let's just make sure that all of our Christian tax dollars go to fund a nation that is anti-Christian. I mean, it's unspeakable. The selective outrages, and nobody cares. Let's just make sure that all of our Christian tax dollars go to fund a nation that is anti-Christian. I mean, it's unspeakable. The selective outrage is unspeakable. We talk about it. We do. Ladies and gentlemen. We also talk about how Mike Pence regularly and often betrayed the Republican base, and the reason why people hated Mike Pence so very much is because he's obviously a sleeper agent. Like,
this man is like Mike Pence. He just has a serious problem. You're gonna fake putting gas in the car. You telling me that you couldn't pay for some gas and put some gas in your truck, and you can definitely hear the beeping sound. You didn't even have your hand on the nozzle. Then you talking about the United States is not your concern. Then you worry about the Ukrainian. This man literally, that's how Tucker exposed him. He literally said the United States is not his concern. You would say something like that and about what they did to the Christians over there in Ukraine, and then you turn around and say you ain't worried about the United States, and then you turn on Donald Trump, saying some crazy stuff about him. Like, Mike Pence is just ridiculous. I don't know why he even entered the race. Like, you didn't have to join the race just to try to stab Trump in the back and try to talk down on him, which you didn't do that when you was his vice president. But then you just straight flipped on the man, talking down on him. Make it seem like you was a snake from the beginning. That's what I think. Mike Pence was a snake from the beginning. Doing this fake putting gas in his truck. Didn't even have to do that. Like I said, it would have been hard. It would have been easy for him to really put gas in that truck. And like I said, you could definitely hear the beep. Like, his whole campaign was just trash. They said he can barely even get 15 people to listen to him talk. When did y'all ever see any Mike Pence signs held up in the air? No Mike Pence signs nowhere. You know why? Because he ain't worth running as our president. He just ain't worth it. Ain't worth it at all. And like I said, that what really got me when he said that stuff about Trump. Even Candace Owens had called Mike Pence out on it. That's the reason why he was so far down on the polls that you ain't even see Mike Pence's name nowhere. When I say nowhere, nowhere. So his best thing for him to do was to just drop out of the race, because Tucker had already exposed him, called him out on his BS, called him out. And once again, shout out for Tucker ending Mike Pence presidential race in a race that he wasn't going to win anyway. Come on, man. This is crazy.
Like, Mike Pence was turned. On January 6th, Mike Pence decided that everything he had done up to that point was just a facade.
Yep.
That the act was finally over.
Yep.
And neocon establishment uniparty Pence was going to take the stage and was going to become, the mask was off, and now this is Mike Pence. You're going to get the real Mike Pence. He said so on CNN when he said he would never dare pardon a single January 6er. Again, this is a guy who was completely silent as BLM burned down our capital city and nearly killed Donald Trump. BLM attacked the I say that because Donald Trump had to be taken down into the safe room at the White House. They attacked the White House. They burned down buildings of the White House. They burned down the Episcopal Church. Oh, they burned down. Mike Pence is very religious, very Christian. They burned down a church, the most historic church in America, arguably, right across the street from the White House. Mike Pence has nothing to say about those people. Mike Pence blesses those people. But the J6ers, the people who peacefully protested at the Capitol, wandered in when the doors were open for them, Mike Pence says you can rot in jail forever.
Constitution of the United States.
Sir, on that, Donald Trump says he is, quote, inclined to pardon many members of the mob who attacked the Capitol on January 6th. Those people were, of course, part of the same mob who built gallows and chanted about one.
Shut up. And I continue to believe that today. We cannot ever allow what happened on January 6th to happen again in the heart of our democracy. And I'll stand by the decisions and the due process of court in our laws. And I have no interest or no intention of pardoning those that assaulted police officers or vandalized our Capitol.
Okay, got it. Well, Mike Pence, thankfully, 12 hours ago, tweeted, if I have the privilege of becoming president of the United States, I'll always support and defend the Constitution, so help me God. Well, that was 12 hours ago, and now officially Mike Pence has dropped out of the race. I came here to say it's become clear to me this is not my time. Well,
see, you're right, Mike Pence. You said the right thing. It's not your time. Here's the real answer to that. It was never gonna be your time. You wasn't gonna win anyway. You put on this fake facade, and you was just ready to stab Trump in the back any chance you got. You saying ridiculous stuff just like this. Ridiculous. And you think somebody was going to vote for you when nobody going to vote for you. You was never going to win, regardless. So you had no other choice but to drop out. I mean, just some of the stuff Mike Pence says is just stupid, man. It's just stupid.
Well, Mike Pence, you are in your 60s. It will never be your time. You are seen as a traitor, a betrayer of America first, a warning sign for neocons, globalists, and establishment rhino-cuck conservatives that you will never be president, and that your model of conservatism that conserves absolutely nothing and just sells us out as tax cattle to a globalist satanic empire is on the way out. Good freaking riddance. Now Mike Pence can go on CNN and shill for his book. As Mark Dice says here in this absolutely wonderful compilation, this is what Mike Pence will do for the rest of his miserable little career.
Administration did not end well. And I write about that in my book. You know, as I write in my book, let me say, as I said in my book, you know, when I sat down to write my book, frankly, as you read in my book, and in my book, I write about lessons learned in my life, which inspired the title of my book. It's actually in the back of my book. And I appreciate the question. And I appreciate you reading my book.
Oh my God!
I mean, in my book, I talk about how I'm grateful for the opportunity to be on CNN today.
So
and so
embarrassing.
my hope is to those
Shut
people.
up.
That's all he constantly talking about. My book. I'm glad you wrote my book. I'm glad you read it. Forget your book, Mike Pence. You literally talking about you don't care about the United States, and you want somebody to read your book. Forget your book, bruh.
Just shut up, Mike. Good riddance.
Oh my God.
I'm finished with these people. I'm happy these people have been exposed. I'm very, very thankful. It makes me more thankful than ever for Tucker Carlson, because none of this could have happened without Tucker. Tucker Carlson ended Mike Pence's presidential campaign months ago. It just took till now for it to officially end. Good riddance. America first, not America last. Pretty simple principle. And if you want to be like Mike Pence and have your political career be finished right now, when you could have actually been the heir to camp to Donald Trump, you could have been the next guy in line if you'd played your cards right, if you'd just been true and honorable to your principles.
That's all he had to do is just be true and honorable. The thing is, he thought going against Trump was going to help him, but it backfired. It didn't. You literally, as soon as you got the chance, you straight flipped on him, turned on him, because you thought that was going to help you, but it didn't help you. It just ruins your career. You dropped out of this race. You had no choice but to drop out, because either way it went, you wasn't going to win anyway. So you had no choice but to drop out, Pence.
Well, you effed around, and you found out. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe.
Shout out to Benny, y'all. Shout out to Benny for dropping yet another great video. As y'all can see, y'all heard my stance on it. Like I said before, Mike Pence wasn't going to win anyway. You already fake putting gas in your truck, trying to sell us some BS. You turn around and don't even want to put the United States first. We are first. Yeah, but you didn't even want to put us first. You worry about other countries. And you thought you was going to get our vote. After you said that, all of your other statements, oh man, come on. Just listening to Mike Pence, you can just see like the jealousy in him when it comes to Donald Trump. You can just see he is jealous of Trump. But yet you was this man vice president and you straight just flipped. Boy. Like I said, y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about this. Thank you all for watching. And like I said, again, shout out to Benny for dropping this for us. And shout out to Tucker Carlson for ending his career. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.